Splatterhouse Wanpaku Graffiti quickly became one of my favorite games. Released in 1989, it was published by Namco, an arcade powerhouse developing and publishing arcade classics such as Pac-Man, Dig Dug, and Galaga. The game was developed by Now Production. Now Production made my favorite NES game of all time, Yo Noid. So is it a coincidence they made yet another game I love? Yeah, probably. Because those fools also made Metro Cross, and I have no love for that game. It is worth noting though, they also put out Adventure Island 2 and 3 for the NES, which are pretty solid titles. Well, enough of that, let's have a look at Splatterhouse Wanpaku Graffiti. For a 1989 release, this game is very well produced, and it could be mistaken for a much later title. The graphics are good and the controls feel great. Now those familiar with Splatterhouse will find this is nothing like the arcade beat 'em up. Wanpaku takes a more lighthearted approach, and it's an action platformer. In the NES game, you control Rick, who is brought back to life as lightning strikes your grave. Jennifer, your girlfriend, jumps for joy at the sight of your revival. But not so fast. Boom! Lightning strikes again, and to the grave to the left is the Great Pumpkin. Wasting no time, he quickly captures Jennifer and carries her away. Alright, mission established. Save the girl. Go figure. In Splatterhouse, you'll venture through 7 levels of action, encountering many grimy ghouls and plenty of bosses. In Stage 1, you'll find yourself venturing through a graveyard, slashing ghouls and fighting the minions of a too cool for school Dracula as they perform their rendition of Thriller, all leading up to a cabin where you encounter a possessed doll whose head detaches from her body and flies around the room. Then, Stage 2. Ding! Chicken's ready. You find yourself in a kitchen battling off evil chickens as you slash down killer knives. Soon after that, you'll be drudging through a cesspool on your way to fight a mutated rat. Off to Stage 3, you will find yourself wandering the streets of a neighborhood as you sneak in and out of houses, where you will be battling flying chainsaws and spiders which are exploding out of a girl's chest who is infested with them. Ew, gross! Onto a church where a cult member greets you. He begins to summon shades from a portal before turning into a goat and wildly ramming you. Onwards to Stage 4 Diamond Lake, where you will be avoiding killer sharks and fighting a phantom who's launching meatballs at you and rudely trying to put a fork in your head. Alright, out of the lake you make it to Diamond Camp, traveling through the forest through avoiding bats and torsos of men which fall off their head, which are hanging from trees, only to encounter a cabin with a boy who's been overtaken by a bad case of lycanthropy. Then, it's onto the hillside, where you will find the famous Splatterhouse Mansion, where you will battle through many rooms encountering a bunch of familiar foes, all ending with the final battle where you will encounter the Great Pumpkin as you look to put an end to his escapade once and for all, and save the girl you love. Well, that's Splatterhouse in a nutshell. Many of the boss fights and themes you will find are parodies from horror movies or pop culture. So those who are fans of The Exorcist, The Fly, Wolfman, or The Evil Dead will find a few references to them. There may be more I'm missing. Not the biggest horror fan, but I truly enjoy this game. I have nothing bad to say about Splatterhouse Wanpaku Graffiti. It's one of my favorite NES games and does everything right in my opinion. The game has an alternate ending with a couple Easter egg stages that are hidden in the game, which is just another cool thing about it. The colors are very gritty and real. It's not a very bright game, but it really shouldn't be. I like the level up system they added to it. By killing enemies you gain more life. Just a unique and very cool game. This game's very straightforward and keeps you on an awesome pace. Anyone who plays NES games and hasn't tried this one, what are you waiting for? It's a Famicom exclusive and some of its content would be questionable for a US release, and that just adds more charm to the title. So hey, grab your controller, fire this up, and let me know what you think. This has been Late Night Retro. Thank you for watching. Until next time.